There's a date on your calendar you never mark. You don't need to. You feel it coming, the way some people feel a storm in their knees. A week out, your mood quietly drops. Then someone asks the question you've been bracing for. So, what are we doing for your birthday? Oh, nothing. Please, don't make it a big deal. You say it every year. And every year, part of you prays they'll listen. And a smaller, quieter part prays they won't. Then the day comes, the office cake, the dimmed lights. And for 20 seconds, the longest 20 seconds of your year, a room sings at you, and you have nowhere to put your hands, your eyes, or your face. And then there's midnight. The day is finally over, and you're doing the math you swore you wouldn't do. Scrolling, counting. Who wrote at 9 a.m.? Who wrote at 11:58? Who didn't write at all? If that's you, if your own birthday feels less like a celebration and more like a threat that comes once a year, this video is for you. Because what you have has a name, and it's not the name people have been calling it. People have words for someone like you. You're no fun. You're so humble. You've just outgrown birthdays. How mature. Even you have a version. I just don't care about that stuff anymore. But here's the uncomfortable truth. People who genuinely don't care don't feel their mood sink a week early. They don't rehearse the deflection. They definitely don't do midnight math. You're not indifferent to your birthday. You care so much, it aches. So let's call this what it actually is. Spotlight ache. The pain of being placed at the center of attention you didn't choose, on a schedule you don't control. The dread is not a character flaw. It's a protective machine with 3 moving parts. And once you see them, the whole ritual, the please, nothing, the frozen smile, the scoreboard, stops looking crazy and starts looking like what it is. Armor. The first part is the exposure response. For most people, attention feels like warmth. For you, it feels like inspection. When a room turns toward you, the information flows one way. They see everything, and you can't read them back. You lose what your nervous system does everywhere else. Scan, adjust, stay safe. Researchers have known for decades the fastest way to stress a human being in a laboratory isn't pain or noise. It's being watched and evaluated. A birthday is that recipe with candles on it. And a second wire? Celebration is praise. If the warm words don't match the quiet picture you carry of yourself, your brain rejects them, like a transplant that doesn't take. Being celebrated starts to feel like being examined. The second part is the quiet test. Don't make it a big deal is not a request. It's an experiment. You remove every reminder, every hint, and then you watch. If someone remembers with no help from you, they were thinking of you on their own. It was real. You're not lowering the stakes. You're raising them, secretly. An exam where the passing grade is they remembered anyway, and nobody knows the exam exists. And the disappointment you brace for all week, that's not pessimism. That's preparation. You rehearse the hurt so it can't ambush you on the day. The third part is the calibration. Because a machine like this isn't factory issued. It's built. Somewhere in your history, there were birthdays that taught you. The ones that got forgotten or demoted. We'll do something next week. The party where the adults argued and you spent the day managing the room instead of being the kid at the center of it. A child at that table learns something permanent. The day that's supposed to be about me is the day I get hurt. The machine never unlearned it. It still braces every year on schedule. Put the three together: a nervous system that reads attention as inspection, a secret test that manufactures its own disappointment, and a date that childhood loaded like a spring. That's not caring about birthdays. That's caring under armor. Here's the image I want you to keep. A stage, one spotlight, you standing in the middle of it, holding a small cake. Everyone in the audience thinks the spotlight is a gift. Nobody in the audience has ever stood in one. From inside the beam, a spotlight does two things at once. It makes you perfectly visible to everyone, and it blinds you to everyone. You can't see a single face. You can only feel the eyes. That's your birthday. Maximum visibility, zero information. No wonder the happiest song in the world feels like a countdown. You're not standing in a celebration. You're standing in a beam, waiting for the lights to come back on. So why does this machine exist at all? For most of human history, the center of the group's attention was the moment of evaluation. Status granted or taken away in front of everyone. Attention was an audit. The careful ones kept their standing. You're descended from them. The modern version has a name. Researchers call it birthday blues, a real, documented low that clusters around the very day that's supposed to be the happiest. You're not broken for feeling it. You're not even rare. But be honest about what the armor costs. The dread eats a week of your life every year. The deflection works so well that people believe it. You say, "Nothing, please." They do nothing. And midnight finds you counting anyway, hurt by the exact outcome you ordered. And the cruelest part? Every year the day disappoints. And every year the machine says, "See? Told you." The alarm keeps causing the fire. And one honest line: loving a small, quiet birthday is completely healthy. The difference isn't the size of the party, it's the dread and the scoreboard. If the day passes lightly, that's preference. If it hurts on the way in and hurts again at midnight, that's protection. And protection can be retrained. So how do you take your day back without pretending to love a surprise party? 3 tools. 1. Say the quiet part. Pick one person and replace the test with an instruction. This year, I want dinner, just us. No song, no surprises. The moment one person knows exactly how to show up for you, the exam is over. And here's what the machine never predicts. People are relieved. They've been guessing for years. 2. Shrink the stage. You're allowed to design the day. Take it off. Celebrate on a Tuesday. Veto the office cake. A simple, "I'd love to skip the singing this year," works. The spotlight only burns when someone else is aiming it. Attention you chose at the size you set isn't an inspection anymore. It's safety. 3. Retire the scoreboard. One rule: no counting. Change the metric. Not how many people wrote, but did I have one real moment with one real person? One is a win. And to break the loop for good, send the first message yourself. On your day, write to the 2 or 3 people you're actually glad exist. The day stops being a silent audit and becomes the one day a year you tell the truth about who matters to you. So here's the truth nobody ever handed you. The ache exists because being seen is enormous for you, bigger than it is for most people. That's not vanity, and it's not damage. It's depth. The same depth that notices everyone else's quiet days is what makes your own loud day overwhelming. You don't owe anyone a performance of joy. You were never the guest at your own party. You were just never asked how you wanted to be celebrated. So this year, answer that question first. Make the day small, or strange, or Tuesday. Make it yours. And let the light be something you switched on yourself. You'll be amazed how warm it is at the size you chose.